Hey guys, no one's viewing yet, so if anybody comes in, this is just gonna be an update video. What's been going on with me, um, and let me see, let me get it out, share it, you guys. So on May the 10th, my brother passed away. His name was Ray Patterson. So, um, this is his memorial plaque, and so I was been dealing with that, and then um, last month my first cousin Dee Dee passed away. Her name is Danita Wilson, and she was 5 years older than me, and I didn't know she was sick. Um, so that was a surprise to me that she passed. It's hard to talk about because we grew up together, and they're your older first cousins, so they're like actually like big sisters since live right across the street. And she last time I saw her was when she came to my mom's funeral. She came over to my sister's house after for the repast and everything, and she didn't tell me she was sick. I didn't know she was sick, so it was a big surprise to me when she passed. So I went down there for the funeral and everything, and yeah, so been dealing with that because you're losing pieces of your childhood, and it's a testament that you're getting older when you start losing pieces of your childhood like that. So I've been dealing with that, and I haven't really been in the mood to do videos. Even now, I'm trying not to cry, but yeah, haven't been in the mood for doing any art. I have crocheted and been crocheting some when I'm in the mood for that. While I was up in New York this past 4th of July weekend, I made a hat out of this Hobby Lobby yarn right here, and I gave that hat to my husband's cousin Linda. And so then I had a little bit left, enough to make some fingerless gloves, and I had to finish it with a different color, which is also this is some of the Craft Smart yarn. This is the newer Craft Smart yarn. So it's really soft. It's nice and soft. It's not like the first Craft Smart yarn. That stuff was hard. It was like old freaking the old Red Heart, the way it felt. So yeah. So now I just have to pick up the stitches with my knitting needles for the thumbs. The thumb holes are right here, like the button hole, thumb holes, and to finish those, and they'll be done. And I'm gonna mail those to his cousin, so she'll have the gloves to go with her. I made a slouchy hat, so she'll have the gloves to go with that. The other thing that I finished was Bee's shawl. I finished that while on 4th of July weekend while I was up in New York, and I wove in all the ends when we were driving back home. So Bee's virus shawl is finished. And so now I can give this to her mom to pack up and put away for her for when she's older, like in her teens or an adult. So she'll have something from grandma that grandma made for her for when she's an adult. So yeah, so B's shawl is finished, and you guys have seen it now. So now I can give it to her mom to put away for her. All right. I know I showed you guys the stuff I made for my doctor's office for the techs that took care of me, the nurse that took care of me, and for my doctor, Dr. Corbett. So I just got to put this stuff in the mail now to send off to them. So that's one of the things that I have on my list of things to do today, is to get that boxed up and addressed and mailed. What am I doing right now? Right now, I am spinning on my drop spindles. I bought some fiber from my friend Katie, who lives out in Ohio, and she has her own flock of sheep that she is curating. Basically, she's developing her own spinner's flock. And so I purchased, I love, you guys know I love browns and Moritz fleeces. So I purchased some fleeces from her for 2 years in a row, raw fleece. And she skirts her stuff very, very well. So I only got the best of the best part of those fleeces. But she also sent fleece to the mill this year, and I purchased some of the processed fiber from her. So this is the fiber for her Moritz fleeces. It is so very soft. I mean, she's doing a good job with her selective breeding, guys. And it's a little bit more expensive than commercial top, but you have to look at everything that's going into these sheep. She takes care of these sheep. They're like her children. She moves them. She has a tent that she actually stays outside with them sometimes. She is their midwife when they're lambing. She's there. She suffers when she loses a lamb. She suffers when she loses a sheep. So there's something that it's quality fiber, and it spins like butter. So this was one of my Gems Turnstiles drop spindles from Maryland Sheep and Wool, which I'm 4 spindles behind now, because I normally get 2 spindles every year when I go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, but because of the COVID, I haven't been to Maryland Sheep and Wool in 2 years, and so I am behind in my drop spindle collection from Gems. So, but this I spun up because I wanted to test the fleece, and it fits. Well, it fits in the 20 wraps per inch slot. So there, I don't know if you can see it because it's similar to the color of the. So yeah, so it's very nice. It spins fine. So once it gets to the point where when I draft it, it starts breaking, then I'll switch to another spindle. And so this is one of my drop spindles that I made. And so I switched over to that one. So I'm spinning on that one. And I'm also spinning on this drop spindle here, which is a lovely old spindle from my friend Teresa, who is Fiber Crone over on Ravelry. And the spindle is probably 20 or 30 years old, if not older than that. I've never asked her how old it is, but she's had it a very long time before she gave it to me. And it's one of my favorite spindles to spin on. But yeah, so Katie's fleece, at least this Moritz part, I'm going to use just spinning on my drop spindles. I need to take them all out for a spin anyway. So that's what I'm doing with that. Now, I also have some thin sheep that I'm spinning from the lock. I've washed it, but I didn't process it. So basically, I'm just pulling out locks from the fiber and spinning it that way. And it's spinning very fine and very nice, very even. This is a clean fleece. So I think it was coated. There's not much of anything in it. And without processing. So if you don't have a drum carder, or if you don't want to deal with buying combs and stuff like that, if you separate your fleece up into small batches and clean the small batches, and then gently pull the locks free, you don't have to card it to get a fine fiber. Before there was drum carders and stuff, this is how the fiber was spun. You just pulled out the locks and you spun it. So this is spinning from a lock. I have not processed this fiber. I didn't even open up the ends with a flicker brush. I'm just drafting it as I go. And if I find second cuts, which I just found one, I just remove those because I don't want those lumps in my yarn. Yeah, let me get this off. And then, like you can see, I know it's hard to see how even that is, and it's not a prepared fiber. So don't believe the hype when people say you can't do this and you can't do that. You can do it. It was done way before all these machines were invented. This is how the wool was spun. They didn't have drum carders. They pulled the locks free. There's a lock right there. See this? That's a lock. They pulled the locks free and they spun from the locks. And then what was left, they could easily draft that fiber out, pick out any lumps. Like there's a lump right here. You can just pull that free. See how you can just pull it free? Pull these lumps out, make your pile with the lumps. And then you could card that little bit at the end. But this is one of the locks. And I can spin from that lock quite well. And a beautiful fiber without ever having put this fiber through a machine. And it's spinning quite fine too. This fleece is spinning very fine. But as you can see, just draft it out. Draft the lock out. And there you go. You can spin from a lock without having to card your fiber. It's not hard. It's very fun. And it's easy. For me, it's fun and relaxful to do this. That's just me. I'm weird like that. So yeah. The path less traveled, so to speak. But I'm going to show you guys the fiber I bought from her. So this is the bag. I bought some of her white blend, and I bought the Morit blend, some of the Morit blend. And like I said, she is curating a very, very nice spinner's flock. If this is to judge by, the fibers are very soft, very nice. They draft well, and it's a fine fiber. It's a fine fiber, guys. Very fine fibers, and they're soft. So she's doing a very, very good job. If you're curious about her spinner's flock or trying to get some of her fleece and fiber, I will put her Instagram information below. And you can get in touch with Katie that way. Or if you just want to help support her efforts to homestead. I mean, she had chickens this year that she grew and has harvested some of the chickens. So she's a young single woman, no kids, who lives with her father on some of their family land, and she's putting that land to use in homesteading. So if you guys want to help support her, donations will also be welcome to help her with her farm. I mean, she ends up with veterinary costs and things of that nature as well. So just think about it. I'm going to put her information below after I finish this video. So if you guys want to get in touch with her to try and get some of her fleece or just to support her farm, and you can do that. So yeah, so what I did is I'm just pulling parts of this much free so it doesn't get in the way. So I'm spinning because I'm spinning from the drop spindles. So I don't need no long roving to spin from the drop spindles. And I just took a section of it and then just broke it up into usable chunks to spin from. And this is a rough carding. It looks like they might have ran it through the pen drafter maybe once or twice. No, not twice, at least once. I don't think it doesn't separate like it was pen drafted a lot. It actually kind of looks like it came off of the big carder like that, which I wouldn't be surprised either. But it spins beautifully, especially since I spin worsted. I love this kind of prep for my spinning. So that's what I'm doing spinning wise. I've also been spinning on my spinning wheel, but it is up under my desk. I have to put it away so B won't mess with my belts on it. So I have a bobbin that I'm working on from that, and I'll show you the fiber that I'm spinning from. Okay. So this is a fiber that I dyed. Me and my husband dyed. And this one is some merino that I got from Knit Picks that we dyed. And then this is some Falkland that we dyed. And this one is really fun to spin. It's one of my favorite sections, especially when I get to this little peachy part on the because I'm alternating. I'm just taking sections from these and just pulling them apart and just spinning a little section at a time, for like a remnant type skein. Once it's finished and plied up. Next thing I'm working on is my husband's Aunt Gigi, or Aunt Gigi as I call her too, because she's like my aunt too. But Aunt Gigi is going to become a grandmother for the first time. Our cousin Charik is his girlfriend is with child, and she's a lovely young lady. We met her at 4th of July at Grandma Gina's house, which Grandma Gina is my husband's mom. We'll call her Grandma Gina because she's a great grandmother to my little monster B. So we met her there, and that's when we found out that he's going to become a father. And Aunt Gigi commissioned me to make a yellow and white blanket for them, for the baby. So I've been playing around with a pattern that I'm very interested in doing. This I ordered some yarn from Premier Yarns, their bobbin of yarn that is yellow, three yellows around the same family, but one's variegated, one's lighter, and one's darker. But they all blend well together, these 3 yellows. And then I'm going to trim it in white. So it's going to have a white border with an edging that is in yellow, if there's enough. If not, I have some yellow left over from my Mary Matsom blanket, scarves and stuff that I made. And I can use that on the border because it should be around that same colorway. Or I'll just have to order another bobbin from Premier, which I don't know. I'm in Norfolk, Virginia, and this yarn was shipped from North Carolina. It's in West Virginia, and it's been in West Virginia for like the last 3 days. So I'm like, I don't get it. It should have been here almost the next day, since I'm right here in Norfolk, and it's only like 5 hours away, 5-6 hours away from me. Yet it's been sitting over in West Virginia for 2 or 3 days. I don't get it. I don't understand shipping because it makes no sense. If you can have a direct shipping from on a truck straight into Virginia, where I live at, there's FedEx hubs all over this area. Why would you ship it to a hub in West Virginia first, where it's been sitting for the past 3 or 4 days? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But anyway, I'm waiting for that yarn to get here. I'm liking this pattern. It's an easy pattern. I'm following a video on YouTube from Syrian's Crochet, and I'll put a link to the video below if I can find it. It's not up, so I'll have to find it for you guys. Let me go to her website. And and I think this is called the Alpine Stitch. At least I've seen it on other places, and it's called the Alpine Stitch. But she did a baby blanket with it. And so, yeah. But this is some yarn I got from Mary Matsom. It's Lion Brand yarn, and it's their ice cream yarn. And this colorway is, let me see, Cotton Candy. So this is the colorway for this yarn right here. Okay. And it's actually showing up pretty good today. So it's called Cotton Candy. And so this is what it's looking like so far. know if you guys can see. So it's textured. It's a textured yarn. And like this is the side that interests me because it's in the yellows and whites, which is why his blanket will be in yellows and whites. It's not showing up as good. That yellow is like a little darker than that, but it's showing up more like a creamy yellow. But yeah, so I'm really liking it. It's an easy and fast pattern. And so I'm going to enjoy doing his blanket in this pattern, which is a new to me. It's a new to me using the pattern, but not a new to me pattern. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's called an Alpine Stitch on other videos. So, but yeah. I also have some yarn that my friend Pam gave me. She gave me some yarn that I used to make hats with, and then she gave me another box of yarn and fiber and fabric with some fabric patterns and stuff and yarn in it. And this yarn is it's called Rumba. It's an acrylic cotton blend, and has like a little wavy texture to it, but it's about the same. It's like a sport weight, baby weight yarn. So I was going to use this yarn to put a border on this baby blanket. There's like 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 6 balls of this yarn. And let me see. It's 123 yards, made in France. So it's 123 yards a ball. It's more than enough to do a border on this blanket when it's done. Like I said, I haven't been doing any painting or drawing. I just haven't been in the mood to draw or paint. And I got my stuff sitting right here, so it's not like it's forgotten or anything like that. It's just that I really just haven't been in the mood because of everything. So I just doing things where I could just lose myself, so to speak, which is knitting and not knitting, but crocheting and spinning. If I'm painting and stuff, I have to think, because I have to think of how to mix the colors. I have to watch videos of how to do things, because I normally just used to draw with pencils. Painting is new to me, and so I'm a learner, a beginner, so it's not something that is just intuitive yet. So that's all that I have going on. Don't have any. Well, I have some coloring pencils I need to do the sheets on, the swatch sheets on, and then I can share those with you guys. And I actually need to start using some of my coloring books. But it's some of these other projects got to get done first. That's the thing. I need to get some of this other stuff done first, and so I can get it off my desk and out of my house, so to speak. So y'all take care. I just want to come on and share with you guys what's going on. I am okay. I'm doing good. As you can see, I don't have to worry about the COVID 20 or 30 pounds. I have actually been losing weight because of my finicky stomach and diabetes. My diabetes has actually been pretty well controlled these last several months, but it's the fact that certain foods are starting to bother me. Beef is starting to bother me, and like baked chicken I'm good with, but fried chicken, no. I'm not having any symptoms of gallbladder issues, so I don't know if it's just, I just don't know why I'm just having issues with certain types of food now. I'm getting older, so that's gonna be part of the problem too. Like as you get older, your eating and diet changes. It does change, so I might just not be as able to eat certain meats as much. Fish doesn't bother me, even though I'm not supposed to eat lots of fish because of the uric acid buildup for arthritis. But fish doesn't bother me. Like I said, baked chicken. Haven't had any problem with baked chicken. Yeah, and we don't eat that much pork here anyway. It's not that we don't eat pork, we just don't eat that much pork. Usually we eat pork around the holidays where we'll have a ham. We used to buy pork chops and stuff a lot when the kids were little, because it was affordable. But we don't eat that much pork. We do like lamb, but lamb is expensive, which I don't understand why. I don't think it should be as expensive as it is. People have romanticized certain food, animals, to the point where people don't want to eat it because to them it's a pet. It's not a pet. It's a pet if you make it a pet, but it's not a pet that you can have at your house, especially if you live in the city, because it's considered a farm animal. So while you romanticize something that is a farm animal, that is a meat producer, fiber producer, that is traditionally purpose was to provide wool for clothing, meat for food. Just, I don't know. All you people out there who are what is the word? PETA lovers. I don't get it. Eat your beans and starve. That's all I got to say. I like meat. When I can eat meat, I'll eat meat. I have no problems with it. And that's that. So yeah, that's all I have to say for the people watching. Hi and bye. You can go back and watch the video. I was just doing an update to let you guys know how I've been. And that's pretty much it. I'm planning on Ashley. If you're out there. Hi, Fiber Floozy. How are you? You behaving? I'm good. I'm a lot better. I had some emotional times the last couple of months, so I wasn't online that much, but I have been posting pictures on Instagram and stuff. So yeah. So you being behaving ain't no fun, huh? So you being a bad girl. So y'all just showing everybody, like just doing a video update so everybody know how I'm doing. So yeah. Hey Ash, how are you? Are you going over to Baba's? I know I was telling Dale that we need to get together. And I've been carrying around that yarn in my bag just in case I bump into you somewhere. So, but yeah. And Laura's still in Texas. So I saw she was in Corpus, which is where we were stationed at Corpus for a couple years. So yeah. Yeah, I know you. Not today. I don't know. We're gonna be driving around, go get some ice cream. Are you gonna be home today, or are you gonna be out and about? Okay, so we might come over there. I'll call you. I'll send you a text message. Yeah. Dale cut the grass yesterday, day before yesterday. So yeah, I'll call you. Oh, you did, Fiber? Oh, did y'all have a good time? Um, there's this place on Colley Avenue across the street from Kitsch, And they have this homemade butter pecan ice cream that is to die for. So I was gonna go there and get some ice cream. Just be in Dale and walk around a little bit. Park the car and just walk around up and down Collie for a little bit. And I might walk over to Baba's to see everybody. But yeah, they have some nice ice cream, and it's all handmade. And they took the pecans and pralines, and they you know how you glaze, what's the word I'm looking for? Glaze them like pralines, like yeah, like you're making pralines, and they have that in their butter pecan ice cream. Actually, it is so freaking good, so freaking good. So yeah. So Fiber Floozy, what did you guys do? Did you like work on projects together, or you just met to eat and just talk and visit with each other? Yeah, I've had both my shots now, and but I still, like, when I go out, I still wear a mask because, like, there are all these variants out there, and now these variants are on the rise, and a lot of people are getting sick again. Go figure. We knew that was going to happen. So yeah. How old is her grandson? Is he little, like little? Or I think when your grandchildren become teenagers, that's when they are the most fun. Because they're so, it's like, even up, but B is a lot of fun right now because her personality is developing and she is stubborn. Oh my God, she is so smart and stubborn. 12. Oh, that's a good age. Oh wow. Yep. Man, I would have loved to go to a candy shop. I have to stay out of them places. Yeah. But I think we're gonna go by Borjo's and get some bagels and their cream cheese, their walnut cream cheese. The pecan one, that one. Well, once he gets older, he's probably gonna end up being a heartbreaker. It's the little chunky monkeys that end up being these real tall, beautiful, handsome men that have all the women going crazy over. Yeah, but Ashley, you should I'm gonna link the video to this blanket. You should have your you should try it. It's easy patterns. It's just as easy as doing the bush stitch. And this is what it ends up looking like. It's just two rows. You do a row of single crochet, and then you come back and you do a row of front post double crochet. You do a front post double crochet, a regular double crochet, and then you do a row of single crochet. So it's just the two rows, and it makes a real nice textured pattern. go. Ah, but yeah. Um, yeah, it's pretty. It is pretty. And I'm pretty sure it's called an alpine stitch. Um, let me look and see if I can find it. But I think Daisy Farm Crafts did a blanket using it too. Yep, that's it, the alpine stitch. So that's what it's called. So, mm, so I'll post a link in the bottom in the below the video for y'all for later. You suppose 3.5 times the cost of the materials. And in this day and age, you could probably do 4.4 times the cost of the materials. That's how much I would charge. I like the some of the Bag of Day hat patterns. I did that Sesame Street blanket for my grandchildren too from Bag of Day. It was easy. I just hate sewing stuff together. I still need my sleeves done for my sweater. The sweater's been ready for a long time. I just never put the sleeves in. The sleeves haven't been put in yet. So yeah. And I have to decide which side is gonna be the front and which side is gonna be the back. So yeah. Just need sleeves. But I don't want full sleeves. I'm thinking of doing like some short sleeves. But I am proud of myself somewhat. I just need to finish it. So what yarn are you using for that blanket? Like acrylic? Or are you using wool? Hobby Lobby? So basically you spent about $32 on that yarn with tax. So 32 times four. And that's how much I would charge for that blanket. And the thing about it is the fact that in this day and age, considering, you know, your expertise, your time is money. So people need to understand that your time is money. You're using your time to make that blanket. You bought the yarn to make the blanket. And people, they'll be like, well, if I buy the yarn, how much will you take off? I'm still using my time to make the blanket. Even if you bought the yarn, I'm still going to charge you what the price of that yarn times 4.0. That is how you're basically paying for your time, really. Because you'll never get that time back. Yep. And they don't want to use their time. They don't want to learn how to do it, but they want to use you. So if you're going to use me, you're going to pay to use me. Yep. You're still dog walking? All right. Well, I'm going to end this broadcast, guys. And Ashley, more than likely, I'll see you later. Me and Dale will come over that way. And I bring you and Patrick your yarn and sit and chat and crochet together for a little while. Maybe spin a little bit. It was good to see you too, Fiber Floozy. Try to behave just a little teeny bit. That could be fun too. You'll get a chuckle out of it. All right. Y'all take care.